All right, Katie, we're going to review a couple of things we went through yesterday, and then I'm going to point out some new things that I found now that I had a time to look at it. So we talked about getting you wider. You're going to have a wider base to rotate around, and getting wider is going to help some of your lower body issues as well. So you can see the college player on the left is at 46 degrees from the middle of her head down to her feet. All the college swings I've analyzed, they're all over 40 degrees, between 40 and 45 degrees. And you can see you're at 37. So we can get you a little bit wider as far as your stride goes and when you come to heel plant. Also, we want to make sure, I wouldn't mind seeing you do some torque drills and some short threes to keep that bat nice and tight to the shoulder. You can see how nice and tight she's got it as she's rotating, and then the centrifugal force just brings it around right into the ball. You can see the bat and your hands are kind of coming away from your shoulder a little bit. So do some torque drills with the bat pressing against your shoulder. Okay? Now let's move on to some of the new things that I found. These are interesting. The first one is going to be with your front foot. Watch how when you come down into impact, you actually come up on your toe, your front toe. Right? We need to keep that front foot planted in the ground and then rotate hard, okay? You can see how the player from Alabama here, once she goes from toe touch to heel plant, now she has a good firm foundation to rotate around, and that foot stays planted. She's not coming up like that. And you can see that as well if I draw a line right at your waist, and I'll do the same with her. So you're both in about the same position right here. I'm going to draw a line at both of your waists. If we watch her waist stays right at that line. And if we watch you, because you're coming up on your toe, you can see your waist comes up about 4 inches. That's definitely draining power, and it's not leading to consistent contact either. So we need to work on staying low and keeping that front foot planted. All right? I think that's going to solve some problems right there. The next thing is when you're at toe touch, right here, okay, you both look about the same. And then you can see the player on the left here, she drops her heel, but she's still wound up. Her chin is tucked into her shoulder right here, and her hands are still back, and she's still wound up. She's like a wound up rubber band ready to unwind into the ball. Then she transfers her weight, and then she unwinds really fast. You can see here, I'm going to draw a line around the knob right here. You're starting your swing too early. Okay, you should still be wound up even right there. Your chin should be into your shoulder, and your hands should still be back up here. That would be you're unwinding the rubber band too fast. You're going to have more power if you stay wound up. So that's another thing that we need to work on. So 2 things so far: keeping your front foot planted, and also keeping your chin into your shoulder and keeping your hands back and wound up a little bit, even right at heel plant. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, let's keep moving on. When we get to the ball at contact, your contact position looks pretty good. If you watch the player on the left, she extends perfectly through the ball. So she's nice and short and compact to the ball, and then now we extend through the ball like this. So she's extending her right arm, she's staying palm up with her right hand, and she's pointing her bat right over the pitcher's head. That's your power V. That's exactly what we want. And you can see you kind of keep your alligator arms, you keep your right arm bent too long. Well, right after contact, now we want to start extending that right arm and keeping that right hand palm up to get through the ball. That's going to keep your bat nice and long through the zone. So we want to be nice and short to the ball and then long through the ball. So we'll need to work on that too. So you want to be extending your right arm flat and keeping your right palm up. And I'll show you a drill for that. Let's see here. We could still work on keeping this front elbow working up as opposed to rolling over a little bit right there. If you keep that front elbow pointed up and away, like she has it right here, I'll show you the difference. All right, her front elbow is pointed up and pointed up and away, right here, like that. What am I doing? Get rid of that. Pointed up and away, and you can see how yours is kind of pointed in that direction right there. that's going to cause your hitter's box to roll over and your hands to roll over like that. So we want to make sure we keep that front elbow working up. And then the last part is, I think it's all going to work together, but if we can keep your front foot planted and then drag your back toe just a little bit, maybe drag it an inch or so. You can see the player on the left here. Here's where her toe is, and when she gets into the ball, she winds up and her toe is here. So she has very little weight on her backside, but her back foot's very light going into the ball. That's exactly what we want. And if we can work on the same thing, get your base wider, don't come up on the ball, keep that front foot planted and drag that back toe a little bit, that's going to help as well. So the three big things that I see, if you just want three things to work on, is one, we got to keep that front foot planted with a little bit wider base and then drag the back foot, so that'd be your lower body. We want the front elbow to work up. We want to extend our right arm through the ball. And at heel plant right here, we don't want to start our swing before, you see how you're starting your swing too early? Right there, we still want our hands to be back. We still want to be wound up with our chin and our shoulder. So those would be the three things. So hopefully this helps. If you got any questions, just ask me, and I'll show you how to work on a few of these things. You got to remind me, though. Okay, bye.